I have a secret, and it has to do with spending money. Back in a minute. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I'm Jan. I love to help people keep some more of their own hard earned money. Could that be you? Today, I'm going to mention a secret that works. I keep a thought in the back of my mind always. I am convinced, totally convinced, that people are too used to spending money. It's almost like a weird addiction. Here is the secret. I'm going to just tell it to you straight out. I tell myself just because I have money doesn't mean I have to spend money. Well, I know to some people, this is a weird concept. Some people automatically think, because let's say they get a few dollars in their hands, whether electronically or actual cash, whatever, digital, whatever, money. Some people think it is their obligation because they may have money that they have to spend money. Not true. Okay. I'm just saying this trick has helped me. And I know sometimes the temptation is there, but this also goes back to the knowing, well, or asking, is this thing that I want a want or a need? Now, I'm not saying never, ever, ever give in to a want. That would be misleading. Every once in a while, yes, give into a want within reason if you can do it. If your situation is set up for that, you can do it. But the secret sauce is getting rid of the notion that just because you have money, you need to spend it. Not really. Put the temptation and or slash the thought on pause. This is why many people, for example, who carry a balance on their credit card, let's say that they owe the credit card $300 and they give back $200. And then a minute or two later, well, an hour or two later, they go back to the store after they just made a payment on the credit card for $200. And what do? They up the ante again and continue on charging. Honestly, I don't get that. Maybe it's me, but I really think it is because sometimes people think that they have a dollar in their hand or in the bank, that they're under some weird obligation to spend it. Don't spend it if you don't have to. Am I right or am I right? I think of a lot of people that today are living in regret because they let their emotions get out of control. They let that notion of having a dollar in their hand, they just can't wait to get their little grubby hands, I hate to put it that way, on a piece of plastic or whatever, and just charge for charging's sake. And yes, there are some people that actually do that. Now, many people do these things mindlessly, and this is the next part that is very key. Be mindful. Keep track of what you're doing. This is why it's important to keep track of, let's say, your past month expenses. If you have never done that, you may decide to do it now. Sit down and look at your expenses. Add up how many times you have paid for, let's say, late fees, and you're literally taking that money and throwing it into the garbage can. Money that no doubt many of us listening have worked quite hard for. I'm just saying, just saying. Now, sometimes people come into money that they didn't necessarily work that hard for. And unfortunately, sometimes those people may be even more irresponsible about financial matters. This is just my opinion. All of this is just my opinion. But I strongly feel in my heart of hearts and in my thoughts that many folks walk around just because they have money or they came into some sort of windfall. Hey, I have to spend it. I don't know about that. I would rethink everything. I would take a step back and I would rethink it first. Take a breath. Think. Think before you do. That's all I'm saying. This has happened in the past to everyone. And what has happened to me over time, I have honed the experience of, now, wait a minute, Jan, don't get carried away because blah, z, blah, z, blah. Be patient and really ask myself and remind myself, just because a person has money, or if I have money, that does not mean I absolutely have to spend it. Not really. Just saying, just saying. All right, everybody, thanks so much for being here. And I really do appreciate your time. Let me know in the comment section below, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you could hang on to a dollar or two or three? Just wondering, wondering. Or does money seem to burn a hole in your pocket? That's an old fashioned expression for anyone that has never heard of that. That means money slips through their hand really, really fast. And now that, by the way, now that we're living in an age where people use plastic mainly, numbers, they're not thinking. It's a lot more painful when you're taking that money out of your pocket, a lot more painful to pay for a purchase. Now, the super younger people may not notice. They're just so used to everything digitized, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying. But still, the principle remains the same. Just because you may have that money does not necessarily mean you must spend that money. All right. Wishing everybody an amazing, fantastic day. If you found any value in this content, please let me know immediately by smashing down the like button. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care now. Bye-bye.